Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode number 652 and episode number 556. Two Star Wars trades. Yep, first up it's Star Wars Volume 7 Ashes of Jedha. Collecting Star Wars Volume 2 issues 38 to 43. Yeah, this is the first storyline done by Kieron Gillen, who takes over as the writer of the series. With Salvador Roca still on the artwork. Good God. Okay, I have nothing against the guy. The guy does great backgrounds. I mean, it's just these characters' faces are so bad. I mean, the interior artwork is just so bad. And I'm thinking, though, why in the world does Marvel allow this guy to keep staying on board the book? And yet, there was a lot better artists like John Cassidy. You could have had the Dawsons. Yeah, here's some sample of the terrible artwork. Yes, that's Salvador Roca's weakness. He is terrible on faces. It's kind of like he draws the outfits. He draws the stormtroopers look really good. It's just that his weakness is these characters' faces. Human faces are his weakness. They look terrible. They look like garbage. And I'm thinking, though, why in the world does Marvel still allow this guy to be the artist of this book? He's been the artist of this book for almost like 2 years. For it seemed like almost 2 years. He only started like last year. Yeah, he's been in this book now for almost 25 issues. And 49 just came out and he's still listed as the artist. Heck, the upcoming solicits in August, he's still listed as the artist. Why in the world is Marvel still allowing this guy to do the artwork? Look, Marvel, if you want to keep the guy in the artwork, fine. Give him a co-artist. Let this person do the faces because his faces are garbage. Okay, what is the story of this thing? Okay, now the story about this is that this is kind of a mild follow-up to Rogue One. Why not? It's not a bad idea to do. Yeah, where Luke, Leia, and Han go to Jedha, the planet that had a quarter of its planet destroyed by the Death Star as part of a test. Yeah, it destroyed the Holy City, along with a quarter of the planet. Yeah, the planet is mostly uninhabited. And it's about getting hands on kyber crystals. I love the story. Kieron Gillen does a fantastic job writing his thing. It's just the artwork really turns me off on here. I just don't really care about the artwork. But I enjoy the story for what it is. They do wrap up the story really at the end where the Empire doesn't get hands on the kyber crystals. Like they get hands on a small amount of them, but not like all of them. Yeah, all the kyber crystals go to the Rebel Alliance, and it's all about the Jedi in here, which is interesting. And I like the fact that Kieron Gillen had the big three go to Jedha. Why not? It's not a bad idea. So that needs to supply the story takes place well over a year after the events of episode 4. I don't know exactly how long it's been, but it feels like it's been like well over a year because in another book they are made up in Lando, so it could be like I'd say maybe a little over 3 years, possibly. I don't know. I'm gonna give this book roughly a 8.75 out of 10. The only reason why I get it down that low, it's the artwork. Though I keep thinking, though, why can't Marvel, with that book, why can't they bring out like the artists who did some of the recent one-shots, the mini-series, or heck, what about the artists who did the Darth Vader, the original Darth Vader volume that Kieron Gillen, why don't they make that artist? Why keep this piece of crap of an artist on board? Alright. Let's move on to positive artwork with Poe Dameron, volume, I think this is 4, right? Yep, volume 4, Legend Found. Collecting issues 20 to 25 of the Poe Dameron comic book, along with the annual. Written by Charles Shaw. He does the 6 issues of the series in here. The annual is done by Robbie Thompson, and fun fact, they even listed off in here, the annual takes place between issues 15 and 16 of the series, so just before this arc. The artwork in the main series is done by Angel Luzuya, who's been the artist since issue 14. He's been a little while. With Phil Noto on the cover art. He doesn't do this cover. The collection arc is done by, I think it's done by somebody else. Yeah, because that's not Phil Nail's artwork. On the back, that is Phil Nail's artwork. But on the cover, I think that the annual's artwork is done by Nick Varela. The cover art is done by Dan Morella and Matt Malia. Now, the annual is just a story about, mostly it's about Poe finding out that Drax is alive, and there's also a story that features the reporter. Yeah, I think that's the previous story. So yeah, this is mostly in-between story. Yeah, it's basically what goes on the cover of why he's in space. Yeah, they get their hands on the freighter. Yeah, it just fills in the gap between issues 15 and 16. That's really the whole point of it. Yeah, the whole point of issue 2025. Yeah, this wraps up pretty much the major storylines been going since issue 1 of finding this guy named Lar Turzo, I think his name is. It's this old guy right here who apparently has location Luke Skywalker. Yeah, he's found, and then pretty much the end of this sets up pretty much Force Awakens. The next one that comes after this is pretty much what Poe was up to during the Force Awakens. Yep. This is by far really interesting, and I gotta praise Charles Shaw for doing a fantastic job with this series. As far as I know, there's no plans to end the series, thank God. But why in the world did Charles Shaw take 25 issues to tell this story? And, oh yeah, and also, two members of the Black Squadron get married. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah, they get married. Who these two imply have been a couple for quite some time in the book. And then they get married. Yep. Yeah, he talks to his girlfriend. He's like, okay, we need to talk. And then, like, next thing you know, boom, they're getting married. Yeah, it's really weird. Let me show this off here. Oh yeah, and the guy's name is Lars Santera. Yeah, that's the name of the guy. I was like, okay, here he is. It's like he's like talking to this one woman who doesn't have asthma. Okay, says, so you think maybe we should have that talk now, Kira? Oh snap! Do you really think there's anything left to talk about? And then boom, they're married. Yep. This is by far the second known official wedding, canon-wise, in Star Wars. The first known one was... Actually, no, this is the third one, because first, chronologically, was Anakin and Padme. The second, this one happened off-screen, but it is canon, and that's Han and Leia. They got married just after Return of the Jedi. They got married on the Force Move Endor. Oh yeah, and one thing I thought was really nice though, Leia is performing the ceremony. Why not? She is a senator and she's a princess, so why the heck not? Also, I thought it was really nice. They threw like a little nod to Padme Amidala, despite the fact that the actress herself did not have a very popular portrayal of Padme Amidala from the prequel trilogy, where apparently somehow Leia got her hands on her late mother's gowns from when she was the Queen of Naboo. It's somehow she says she found some freighter that somehow had these, and she got these several years ago, and she's been holding these ever since. And apparently she sells off all these gowns to get weapons and supplies for the Resistance. Yeah, by far really good story, and I like the fact that finally this storyline had finally been wrapped up, and Drax, who had been sort of possessed by who have been cybernetically enhanced. Yeah, he's been cybernetically enhanced for a good like 10 issues now. Yeah, he got his implants put onto him after the second arc of the series, well, second official arc anyways. Then, like right after that, with this arc he finally got them removed after being there for a good year. And deal was basically he would hand over this particular guy if they get these cybernetic implants removed. Okay, so they remove the cybernetic implants, and he just goes and takes a helmet and just does whatever the heck he wants. As far as I know, Thrax does not show up in the Force Awakens film. I've seen the film, so he doesn't show up there. That's what he's going to do now. No idea. Absolutely no idea. He just goes off on his own and does whatever. Maybe they'll do something between... I don't think they could do a little adventure for Poe Dameron between events of Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Simply because Last Jedi picks up right where Force Awakens leaves off. So there might be a little bit of adventure there, but who knows. Though, in the case of the current arc, that kind of takes place after... The present day takes place after the events of Last Jedi. This is good. I'm going to give this one a 9.5 out of 10. It's really, really good. Good job, Shoal. You did a fantastic job with this thing. And yeah, it's something though. This is actually one of 4 books the Shoal does for Marvel, because you have this book, you have Vader, Astonish the X-Men, which he just wrapped up his run for that books, and of course Daredevil. So now officially he's down to 3 books. Yep, he's down officially to 3 books officially for Marvel, because he just wrapped up his very brief run he had for Astonish X-Men, which was a really damn good run for that particular title, because Shaw himself is a fantastic writer, and he's one of those rare occasions where someone's been able to success both DC and Marvel. The only exceptions of this, because most of the time whenever people come from DC to Marvel, a lot of the time they are not really big success at Marvel. It's like half the time, despite the fact they were successful at DC with popular titles, a lot of the time it's like Marvel just doesn't care to market their particular titles that they're doing, and this acts the book out like a year or 2 at most. But Show is one of those rare occasions where he's been successful at both. The only writers I can think of who've been successful at both, who had a good start, who had a good run in DC and Marvel, aside from Charles Show, has been Jerry Conway and Denny O'Neil. The only 2 I can think of who actually has success at both. Jeff Johns only did 1 story for Avengers, so he doesn't count. Let's see. Robinson did have an era at Marvel, only lasted for a few years and went back to DC. But oh yeah, what about Steve Ditko? Ditko got a big start at Marvel with the South Victor and Charlotte back in the 50s. But overall, there's only been 3 official writers I can think of who actually, only 3 who, one who starts out at DC and then jumps to Marvel and has success there too. Yeah, it's a rarity you see this, but it's always good to see this, who's been success at Marvel and DC. But as for people who had started out as a success at Marvel, goes straight to DC and has success, aside from Conway and Denny O'Neil and Steve Ditko, well, Ditko didn't have biggest success at DC because he didn't do that many amount of titles. A lot of titles he did do, he only stayed in the book for a very brief period of time before he left. So he wasn't exactly a big success at DC. The only people I could think of who basically got their big start at Marvel and later on became a success both DC and Marvel, like start Marvel first, he gets access there and go to DC. The only people I could think of who've done that officially just been Conway. Yeah, Jerry Conway is the only person I can think of who's actually officially done that. Oh yeah, him and George Perez and Marv Wolfman. Yeah, Wolfman got to start at Marvel, then jump to DC. So yeah, Show is by far the 3rd person I can think of who's been successful at both. Well, very few rare success at both. Alright, so that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for our next episode, which will be episode number 653 and Doubleshot number 557, and that's going to be at least a book, basically it's an adaptation of a Neil Gaiman novel, and a Deathstroke trade. Yep, you'll find out what they are in the next episode, okay? But to see you there, bye.